Hello there. It is I, Kyle. Welcome, Wonderlights. This is a brand new type of video. In fact, this is the only new type of video. A God video. Welcome to the New Earth. No, I don't know what I'm gonna... Excuse me. But hey, everybody, God bless you. God keep you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is late. I haven't brushed my hair again. My hair's not brushed at all in this video clip or in the video clip you're about to see. But basically, I have had a life-changing experience, and I want to share it with all of you and everybody I can find, possibly everywhere. So I am. And it's wonderful. It's just wonderful. And so basically this video was recorded off the cuff. As you can tell, it's filmed from like a down position, not a flattering angle. My hair is unbrushed. I'm wearing like a shirt I just wore and sweated in at work. So very unflattering, but maybe that'll keep your attention away from me and instead keep your attention on God. So that maybe is purpose in that scenario. Anyway, the video just talks about my experiences with the Lord, prophetic experiences, as in experiences where I saw things that I believe are prophetic. There are no prophecies. I don't feel comfortable sharing anything like that. And a lot of the things that I will be sharing, I'm actually writing a book. A book that I hope I can get into contact with the right people about, and that I can contact the church and create the right fellowship, the right message, the right energy to get things moving. And I hope you all will stand behind me with that. And if you don't, let me know. And I'll pray for you. And I just, Paul said, owe nothing to each other but to love one another. So I'm trying to put that good foot forward right now. The first bit of the clip where I'm talking about the narrow path. I'm actually thinking I'm going to make a different video about that because it's a bit rambly, and I didn't have all my thoughts together at the time. So I'm going to make another video where I talk in better detail about that. Maybe even add some scriptures. But the main point of this video is the ending. So the last 26 minutes plus the ending are right ahead of you, and with this, it should make 30. So I hope you enjoy the 30-minute video. Watch as much as you like. But I think God will strap you into your seats and capture you for the show. So, love you all. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.
Like yesterday, I was describing to Dad, I was like, Kyle said the most precious thing today. Like, such a shocking thing. Nothing that you would imagine somebody who has been in front of the Father, but you would, right? Because when you're in front of the Father, you become that humble.
What do you mean? Oh, when we talked about yesterday.
You become a humble person, right? But the Kyle a week and 1 day ago would have never said what you said, which was, can you say it again? It was just so profound the way that you said it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That like I wasn't enough. Not like in the sense that like I'm incomplete or I'm unable to do things, but that I had taken a path where I allowed so much to enter my life, like so much doubt to destroy my ideas of God, that I needed a push. And that push is what's being revealed bit by bit. But then I described, like, I honestly think this is how it was for every person that was gifted a moment closer to God than most people were given. And that's that there was something wrong. Like either like we had made a mistake, there was like a lacking in faith without needing more. I told you I remember the night that the dream first happened. I first had a dream. When I was going to sleep, I felt like the voice that comes from your own ear. It said to me, Kyle, most have to walk in faith without sight, but tonight I'll gift you sight. And that brings a responsibility that you must carry from that point on, to people, to yourself, to God, that like you have to complete what you were meant to do. You have to uphold the ideas God needs you to uphold. You have to find that faith like in you and aspire to it every day, because the people that aren't gifted those things, aren't gifted like an extra handicap, they're like the true lights like in the body. They're like the real muscles and bones like that, and the sinews that make up this body of God,
But you did see, like, the first day you told me, I think it was the second time you dreamed, you were so specific at telling me. It was really amazing just how specific to the last person has to decide. To the last person has to decide, know that about Jesus and decide yes or no, and then either the rapture.
Well, because there's three types of people that are very interesting. There are people who have heard of God but have been completely misinformed about who he is. They are twisted in their imaginations and machinations, and they don't understand God. They only understand what's been given them, right? Because ignorance can be a blessing, but it can also be the thing that separates you from like what you need. And that's only because of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It made requirement the knowledge of God. The knowledge would have been given freely to everybody. Exactly what we are and what we need to do. But because we ate of that, ignorance itself had become a sin. We need knowledge that God exists to be able to follow him. Before it would have been like impressed upon our very being. It would have been like, you know who like you come from. And
well, like, look at my life. I would say from like 12 to 18, 19, even 19. Like I was in ministry. I was doing ministry like full time as a child. Like I was going on mission trips and I was leading worship and I was in ministry. I would say that was my full-time ministry. And then I met your dad, I got married, we had you, and my ministry changed, right? Yeah. Then my ministry became my family. You, Ethan, look at you now. You're traveling to the second heavens and the new heavens and the new earth and talking to God. He's speaking to you and he's giving you dreams and visions and he's having you write for him. Like, that's amazing. So I can't say that part of my life wasn't important, because it was so important, because it was me speaking into you and Ethan. And then, of course, all the people that we ministered to in our lives during that time. But
because obviously the world's always going to win. They're going to have catchier music if you try to like copy them, because it's literally the devil, the creator of music, who's like trying to... You're not going to outclass him if you're playing his game. What you have to do is just like find something that ignites like chills, that makes you recognize that somewhere above, below, in between you and the next thing, like the next reality, is a being that is all-encompassing, that wants you to be with him, And
do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts, Kyle?
No.
Could you have said that 2 weeks ago?
No. There is a God? I couldn't have said it a week ago.
There is a God?
Yeah.
There is a Jesus?
There's a God.
There is a Jesus.
He is Jesus.
He's the Son of God?
Jesus is the Son of God. He's the Father. He is God. He is the Lord of Lords. He's the King of Kings. He is the banner. He is the God who is present. He is the God, the Lord of hosts, you know, the Father, the Creator, the Shepherd.
Every question you had has been answered.
No. But most of the important ones.
But the knowledge
every question I had that night was answered. But then now I have like 8 billion.
Yeah, but the most important one.
But every time you have a question, there's way more question marks than exclamation marks when you meet God. Like always, that is the steady equal. It's like 2/3 and 1/3.
2/3.
And I think that's literally almost represented in God himself, because part of him is like this flesh creature that lives with you. And you don't understand how he did the things he did, but you can understand him. And then the other 2/3 is like stuff that you still don't really get. You're just like, God in spirit, he's invisible when my eyes are open, but visible when I close them. And you don't get it, but you're just like enthralled by that majesty.
So explain.
I'm explaining it like in a lighthearted way.
So explain Thursday, Kyle. Then dream.
Last Thursday, Kyle, compared to Friday this week, Kyle.
Or was it last Wednesday, Kyle?
It was last Thursday. I had a dream on Friday night. Mm-hmm. No, I guess Thursday night, and then Friday I woke up. And I was already like remembering that dream.
I'm pretty sure you fought with a bunch of people that day. That's probably the biggest, like, piece in this house.
I have no idea. Okay, look. Let me also just try to explain things. And this is an important thing. I'm speaking to whoever may at one point see this and you. Momentary sadness is inevitable. In the saddest things, there can be happiness. Pity is inexcusable. Pity is the act of ripping open and digging deeper existing wounds instead of letting them heal. Sadness is a way to relieve pain. You know, it's not the same thing. I was stuck in pity because I was wounded, not in the physical sense, but in the sense of like, I was very, you know, I'd almost consider myself like an egoist. Like I thought my questions were so important that I couldn't believe anything that I couldn't see. You know, like that just wasn't a question. It was like, I'm not going to believe you because you haven't answered any of my questions, and I am very important. And that is a horrible way to think. Even if you were living life completely unaware of everything we talked about with God, that's a horrible way to live. Period. And it just like, and the reason why is because not just that, you know, it wasn't because my pride was hurt because I couldn't understand things. It was also because I'm not, and look, like I'm not gonna say like a bunch of things about like I am this condition or I am this thing or this is wrong with me or this isn't wrong with me. That's all kaput. There's none of that. Okay, I'm a person. God decided I was worthy to have a piece of him put inside of me so that one day I could be reunited with him. He thought I was worthy of a wonderful childhood with wonderful parents and a wonderful sibling. You know, I was treated like gold. You know, I mean, of course I had problems and things I worried about. People will or won't relate with them. None of that matters. We all go through things. But like there were things I couldn't comprehend. And I remember one day I talked to my mom, and we were talking, and I was telling her that, like, when the Spirit, because there was a moment where, like, I said something, I had like a glimpse of something amazing, and it was almost painful for me to like allow it to come over me. It was profound, and it was godly, and it was something I would never say. I remember I couldn't even think of it at the time. I forgot it immediately after saying it. I had to have them recount to me what it was, and I had to write it down. And I haven't written down. But I remember right after that, just like that feeling leaving me and saying to you, Mom, I can't feel the same way that I could like when I was experiencing that moment. That the moments where God comes, like His Spirit ignites within me, like His presence sends upon me, and I have like a moment to share in the glory that is Him. Like, that is when I feel like I'm a person that other people are, you know, people that understand like scenarios and things, and why people get sad for no reason, and why people get happy or angry for no reason. And I had reasons, but I just realized like I lived my life so reactionary to everybody else's state of being. Like, if somebody else was aggravated and then they took it out on me, I was aggravated. If they were happy, I was happy. If they were sad, I was sad. And I remember I would say things in like a way, and to me, there was no difference. There was no difference between saying something like hi and saying it like hi, or like hi, or hi, or hi, or like there's no difference. None. Okay?
Really? That's crazy.
None. Not only that, but like getting sad about something like that, I don't know, or angry. And I just didn't get it, like, and I was angry not because they were, it was because I can't understand. Like, I wouldn't be able to understand without God's grace. And it's like, because, like, I feel like God was literally like, I had been pitying myself for like not understanding these things, for feeling incomplete. And I was prideful about that to the point where I just couldn't stop this like ever continuing chain of like self-pity, because I was so sure that I was supposed to be like amazing in every way and wonderful, and like it was going to be God, Jesus, me. Like, that's how it was in my head. I don't know if like the reason for that. Everybody else grows up and they're like, I'm going to be an astronaut. I was like, I'm going to be the second coming of Elijah. Like, I will be the best. I just have very grandiose thoughts, I guess. And then God, I think, literally was like, Kyle. He told me the thing I told you. Pity is the act of tearing open, deepening a wound that already exists. You know, it's wrong. I'm talking about self-pity also, by the way. And also, like, allowing people to pity you to, like, an extent that's detrimental. Obviously, like, pity from another person can cause them to do acts of goodness. So it's fine. That's empathy. Pity in a way. Empathy. Sympathy. And then he said, like, you will no longer pity yourself. He's like, because I am going to pity you this one time. And it's like he reached in and added like something onto me. You know, like he made me the way I was supposed to be. This was my struggle. I was supposed to overcome it. Right? But at one point, and I was so like not even that far into anything. I didn't even have a chance. Like, it was like, I'm so young. And I just felt like despicable. Like I was some grouchy 1,000-year-old man who like just couldn't stop like it was better when I was 6. It was in 1803. And everything was half a dime. It was 2 pence. Like, I was just so stuck and like pitying myself and being upset at people who were different, like from how I thought, instead of actually trying to like overcome the things that may have been in my way. And so God took away those things. He was like, this isn't your obstacle anymore. The only thing you have left is to spend every day making sure every person knows how wonderful I am. There will be moments where I will command you to seek that out. And there will be moments where the question will be asked to you. And, you will have things to speak. Like, your mouth, like, I have control of that. Like, the wisdom will be yours to turn people on their heads when they ask you. Like, you will know in the moment what you need to say. But this is your one last drop of pity. Like, he was like, you're never going to do this again. You're never going to feel. And I remember there will literally be moments like today. I was feeling like sorry, that like I was about to feel sorry, that I was like even a little bit in pain, but that completely just disappeared. It was like just this moment of like something dropped out inside of me, and instead like it filled me back up. And it was just like, no, Kyle, this is you're gonna make it through this. In fact, do more things, hurt more. Like, you're going to continue. You can feel a little bit sad later, at least a little bit of that, but like, you're gonna not pity anymore. And I just kept going and going, and it sucked, but it was great. And I made a new version of the little song.
I'm so proud of you.
And
you're completely different, Kyle. And that's only God. Like, people who are listening to this don't understand. And I'm sure Todd will testify at one time. Ethan will testify at one time. I will testify. I'm sure Grandma will testify. There's no doubt that you have been transformed, that you have been meeting God. Do you want to tell people what, besides your mission being that, which is the most beautiful thing, to tell people about Jesus and to show them him, and that he will have you seek it out at times, and at times people will seek you out?
Well, it was like he was saying how there's moments where like people are gonna like force me to like talk about things, or they're gonna ask me things, and I'm gonna need to and he will give me whatever I need.
What else is your mission about all this? What are you doing? What are you writing about? If you feel like you want to share that.
The mission is writing because I'm a writer.
You are a writer.
But that's not the mission. The mission is hastening the coming of Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's the mission.
That's been our mission.
But you're reminding people.
Yeah. So I guess my mission is to tell people, what are you doing? We're supposed to be hastening.
And you said that the way that we're going to get that message out quickly is you're going to make videos. Okay.
Not only videos, the videos are just going to be a way for people to begin contacting me. And then there's going to be, obviously, the book will be published. Might even do 2, I don't know.
God's, I'm sure, going to give you clear.
He wants it to be done. Maybe he just is trying to give me the courage. He's like, write this book first, and then after I write it, he'll probably be like, okay, now you're going to write about other things too. And I will, or I won't. Depends on God. But
So God told you to write about what?
He wanted me to write about what I was doing. Remember, I've told you. But I wanted to write about not me. Because in those moments where God had, like, connected a piece of me that never existed, he, like, imagine if, that heart, like, how it's shown on logos, how it's, like, this weird shape that's not the actual shape of a heart.
Right.
Okay, just imagine if my whole life had been a heart, but it's missing the left thing, so it's just like this.
Okay.
Instead. And God was like, that's how you were supposed to be. Like, I made you like that for a reason. You were supposed to find a way to overcome this. You were supposed to have faith without sight. You were supposed to do all these things. on your own, and it would have been like a more powerful way. It might have taken longer for everything to come to like a point, but like this was going to happen. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, but like, you know, that you happened. This you was in pain, and I'm your God. And I'm your God. So, of course, I'm going to like help you. And that was his drop of pity for me. And and in that moment where I was like so full of something I'd never felt, I don't understand my emotions like anymore. Like they're very strange. I could like recognize certain things that I never recognized before. I know how to like start conversations without coming out in like the wrong way of talking. I can actually like understand how I'm gonna sound like before I say something. It's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
I don't
That is a
understand.
miracle.
And it's the strangest thing is like I have the knowledge of how that works. So I have two trains of thought. One where it's like speak, and the other one where it's like, no, you know how people need to be spoken to at the time they need to be spoken to. And I do.
And another great thing.
And in that moment where like I was so fresh and like this newness, because God is like the constant renewer. And God wanted me to write about me. It was almost like punishment. Like, you're going to write about you. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I really don't. And then he told me, fine. He listened to me.
You guys had a conversation.
He told me, okay, you're going to write about this then. This is your homework.
Pretty awesome homework.
It's very refreshing.
So, who are you writing? What person and what
I'm
person?
not going to say that on the video.
Okay.
I'm writing a novel. It's called like to action.
A call to action?
Maybe I'll write a forward. I'll write a forward called Call to Action.
I
The book
like
itself is going to be, it's going to be like the connection. It's going to really like, because I want to come from a place that starts like in the very soil of like ourselves, like where we have our boots down right now. And I want to show you that like, he's just like, let it go. Earth is going to be destroyed. Who cares? New Earth is so much better. And the heavens, they'll be remade while we're here, and we'll go up to the new heavens, and we'll go to the new Earth. The city's gorgeous. Like, it's the most immaculately constructed pinnacle of, like, anything you'll ever see. And, of course, every day, you look at all this wonderful stuff, and you're like, we made this. And then Jesus just showed up, and you're like, but he's still just better, like, than... We could be just, like, on a flat field. Jesus is there, but he wants to, like, continue to create with you.
What about hell?
My new goal, talk less about hell. That's what the church has been doing this whole time.
I love
Pastors
that.
in the new era, there's so, like, hundreds of pastors that have acknowledged the fact that, like, fear preaching is, like, the biggest thing we've come to do instead of actually, like, praise preaching.
Yeah, I love that. I believe that. And God's been teaching me that. Like the love of the Father. I mean, I feel it right now. Just his love is everywhere right now. It's always been everywhere.
Before God, I think there's a direct quote where I say, the presence was so heavy that the breath I had inhaled into my lungs, the weight was so heavy that I couldn't find the strength to exhale it. His glory was like so eminent. And then another word, phantasmagorical. My new favorite word.
Phantasmagorical. I don't know.
Things that have been made real, which could only exist in dreams.
That's what it means?
Yes.
Phantasmagorical.
That's like an abridged version of the longer, like 2 sentences, but that's what it means. I'm just gonna end it just with like everybody who's watching.
Okay, go ahead.
I love you. And God, if his love could be there with you right now, which I believe it can be, it's so much better. And he loves you very much. He's with you now, tomorrow, yesterday, and always. So thanks.
Amen.